rise up, engaging the crowd. And then also managing the tumbling part of this, the 1.5 to front layout. Nicely dances out of it. She saves her hardest pass for last. She'll do a double pike to close. She's under-rotated this a few times. Ooh, right in the corner there. The white carpet is out of bounds. Didn't see a hand go up. Very nicely done. Landed just a tiny hop back. Chest down a little bit on the double pike. But is super excited about that after some inconsistent floor routines before this one.
Yeah, 9-6 on Saturday in Texas. 8 days ago at 9-1. Much better for Lana Navarro.
Really clean tumbler. Nice pointed toes on that first tuck of the double back. Good controlled landing. And, you know, at Washington, the purple and the white carpet, where the white starts is where you go out of bounds. And some places, they just put tape around the edge, so it can be a little bit harder. But she was just right on the edge there.
From Coach Jeffrey Langenstein. 9.975 for Grace McCallum and her floor routine. Beam routine, pardon me. And now here is Adrienne Randall trying to follow up a 9.9 on floor.
Yeah, got a 10 from one judge. Did Grace, same thing on vault. We'll see which of those Olympians is the first to get the gym slam. 10s across all 4 events.
Or you could be like Karen Litchie and get them all 4 in one meet.
Good pull on the gymnastics history.
25 years ago with Georgia.
Very clean back handspring layout. Setting a good beam tone in here with some Vogue from Madonna. I like the beam song. Very clean.
Signature move, a full twisting swing down.
That is coming up right here, called a Rolfova. Don't try this one at home or anywhere for that matter. Beautifully done. Nice leg position throughout. Sometimes you'll see legs get a little bent, a little hairy. Well done.
Love Crystalisa's celebration in the background.
She's the biggest beam cheerleader. Well done. The height on that 1.5 was really nice. She got good propulsion off the beam, found the dismount, and found her screaming teammates celebrating that awesome routine. There's that 1.5. Sometimes those can be a little flat. She got nice height and good air awareness to find the stick.
And how about what Utah's doing? They've scored 49 plus in every event for 19 straight meets. It will be 20 straight if they get 49 plus in this rotation. The next closest in the nation, Michigan, with 10 consecutive meets. 9.875 for Lana Navarro. So very nice. That's her third 9.875 here in her freshman year. And now Ashley Blum, the freshman from Gig Harbor, Washington. Her high at 9.875. She's done that 3 times.
Really strong on the leg events. I talked about on vault how she had so much power. Watch how she just sort of trots, walks into those stumbling passes, but has really nice quick rotation. You're not concerned at all about her under-rotating those or landing and stepping forward. She flips really fast.
You said in the past that she has to listen to the High School Musical 2 soundtrack prior to every competition. Maybe that should be her music for a floor routine somehow.
Mine was Hakuna Matata. I'm not sure what the, musical thing does. Just sort of gets you in a good headspace. She, like Lana, ends with her double pike. Very nicely landed. Good tumbling. I'd love to see, as she grows, continue to develop the presentation skills, the dance, work up on toe, but that will come.
Ashley Blum, just a freshman, nearby Gig Harbor, Washington. 9.95 for Adrian Randall on beam. That's a season high by 1/4 of a tenth, and just 1/4 of a tenth off of her career high.
Yeah, incredible starting 3 athletes.
Abby Paulson, Pac-12 co-champ on beam last year, guarded the season high, tying 9.95 on Friday. A couple of years ago, had the Red Rocks first 10 on beam since 2008, and they've had 3 since by Miley O'Keefe a couple of times and Crystal Issa this year.
She won't get it today. She tried to cover up that balance check off the difficult side aerial to layout series. You'll see that later in the rotation from Miley O'Keefe. You mentioned earlier the Red Rocks changed their beam songs on Friday night to reflect their Pride meet. I think they're lucky, as we're hearing a lot of the same ones. And a beautiful stick on that layout full. Aside from the just cover up of the bobble out of the layout, really excellent routine.
Abby Paulson, her father Brandon was an Olympian in 1996, a silver medalist in Greco-Roman wrestling.
She was the Pac-12 beam champion last year. You can tell why. The fortitude and the mental awareness to cover up that wobble as opposed to, you know, make it just actually wobble.
A new career high, 9.9 for Ashley Blum. Congratulations to her. And now here is Geneva Thompson. Has a pair of 9.925s in this meet on vault and bars.
We talked about routines changing. This will be Geneva's 3rd different set of tumbling passes. Her last pass has given her a bit of trouble throughout the season, so they thought last week, why not just try a double pike? She hadn't competed one since she was a level 9, probably, I don't know, 7 years ago, and hit it at Metroplex, so we'll see what she does today. Oh, and doesn't quite get the landing on that double tuck and goes out of bounds.
How much of a deduction?
So it'll be at 1/10 at least, or 1/10 for the out of bounds, and it could be up to 3 for the landing, because the judges can take 3/10 if the step is larger than a meter. You know, they don't have a ruler out there, so it's up to their discretion. But I'm excited to see this double pike. Coach Llewellyn said she practiced one day and then put it in the routine at Metroplex. Her 2nd time competing it.
Here it comes.
Wow. Beautifully clean. She sort of whips the first salto and has a nice pike position. So
like Ashley Blum, a Washingtonian, Geneva Thompson, unlike Blum, a freshman, she's a 5th-year senior from Puyallup.
So watch this double pike. Good hip extension on the first salto to gain the rotation. And look how high her chest was up on that landing.
That's remarkable.
Just the sign of good rotation, good air awareness. You can tell she's a little upset about that first pass. There'll be some deductions there, but to land that last pass so well is a bit of a redemption story for Geneva on floor this season.
9.875 for Abby Paulson after the balance check that we saw. And now here is Crystal Issa. A lot of personality on beam. May get a wink when she flashes the U, maybe a little camera, and she had that perfect 10 on Friday. How does she follow it up?
And she does a few little extra things like that down part where she goes into the cartwheel that it's a little bit more challenging, more interesting than your typical down parts. And then does the 2 layouts.
So not a 10 this time.
Not a 10 this time. Lost focus a little bit. Want to stay down on your front foot in that lunge.
Said she wasn't thinking about a 10 on Friday. She talked to Jim Watson and Amanda Borden after the meet and said she was just focused on having a solid routine for her teammates.
And just as quickly she got on, she's off. She sticks that gainer layout full. Beautifully done. Won't be a 10, but a treat to watch her.
Watch how close she is on her mount here.
So here's her version of the candle mount, and just grazes the chin on the way.
That is scary.
But exceptional position and a nice straight body in the handstand. A lot of mental fortitude to dive blindly backwards like that.
Isn't that the truth?
Looks like we have judges conference that's just wrapping up on floor.
A 9-7 for Geneva Thompson.
Cody Llewellyn talking to the second judge who gave Geneva a 9-7 start value. It looks like the first judge gave a 10. A 9-7 start value I don't understand because she met all of her special requirements, and then she does the Turgite 1.5 to get the dance requirement that she needs. She should have plenty, I think a 10th over this start value requirement that she needs.
And there was a miscommunication about a start value requirement earlier this year in the meet between Stanford and Cal that they initially thought had finished in a tie. Stanford got the win, as it turned out. Cal, pardon me, got the win, as it turned out, because there had been a miscommunication and something about the start value.
Exactly. That happened here. Skylar Keller-Wilhelm won the Arizona meet because the judges missed her start value incorrectly. A 9.45, so you can see Jeffrey is literally telling the judge, here is her routine composition, here are the bonus elements that you get. And Priscilla Hickey there is the meet referee. She's sort of the go-between. The coaches technically aren't supposed to approach the judges who are actively on the floor. They're supposed to go through the meet referee, but this is really strange. You're not supposed to stop the meet to do that. That's something that's just supposed to happen while the competition continues, which the head judge just decided to remember that and gave the green light to Amara Cunningham.
At a 9.85 on Saturday in Fort Worth, season high 9.925 at home against Cal. Then a meet that you and I called here on January 22nd.
Like Ashley, she'll start with the front through to a double tuck. Nice and high. Keeps the front foot down on the landing. Her teammates are dancing along because two of them helped her choreograph this, Brenna Brooks and Geneva Thompson. Good rotation on those leaps.
So again, pressure on Cunningham and Weiss to follow. After the judges ended up giving Thompson just a 9.45.
Here is her double pike to close. Needs to stay in bounds, control the landing, and does a great job. Justin Timberlake been in all of her competitive floor routines, so had to finish with a little dance with me. Point to the camera at the end.
Watch Cunningham's reaction after the first pass.
Great job connecting the front through to the double tuck. Nice landing position. Sells it with the biggest smile she can muster.
Now the final tumbling pass.
Beautiful toe position on the double pike. And looks. Both judges at least 9.9. I think she'll be a 9.925.
9.85 for Crystal Issa on the heels of her perfect 10 on beam. And now Miley O'Keefe with the final routine of a busy weekend for the Red Rocks.
They rested her from the floor lineup. We're used to seeing her in at least 3 events.
She had a perfect 10 on beam 3 weeks ago. Since then, 9.975, 9.925, 9.95.
There'll be a big difference in how her teammates celebrate this. They stay quiet and as still as they can until she finishes this series. And a very uncharacteristic wobble from her. Didn't quite get rotation on that layout, so wasn't in the landing position that she needed to be. Beautiful full turn.
Two-time NCAA individual champion last year, bars and floor, and the Pac-12 Gymnast of the Year in 2021, Miley O'Keefe.
You can tell she just looks annoyed with herself. She takes so much pride in perfecting these skills and just walks off, and we'll put that one behind her.
Here's Miley's dismount.
Again, her version of the cat leap aerial full. Nice and straight down the beam, spots the landing, and a nice stick. You'd think she would have fallen or had some epic disaster with the way the team has responded. It's just so uncharacteristic for her to have any sort of errors on beam.
9.925 for Cunningham. Now Issa Weiss, her only routine of the day, struggled with her floor routine in week 1. Didn't return to floor until the past 2 meets, posting progressively higher career highs of 9.825 and 9.85.
Issa's tumbling will look a little bit different because she doesn't do a back handspring between the roundoff like you see from most gymnasts. So she'll just go straight from her roundoff into her double pipe and sticks. In addition to being an excellent tumbler and gymnast, she's also brilliant. She was just a junior but was accepted into a really difficult grad program at UW. Just found out last week she'll be getting her master's in public health. So starting her senior year, instead of just, finishing your 4th year like most do, or, take some 5 or 6, she'll be starting grad school right away as she finishes her career with the Gym Docs. This last pass, round off double tuck, a step forward will be a deduction there. But a super fun routine, great energy to cap off a meet for the Huskies. The kind of score they needed. They're already over 196 with Geneva Thompson's score ready to drop. They may exceed the 197 mark today.
Their previous high, 196.825. Great final routine for Issa Weiss, the Palmer, Alaska native. And the floor lineup 4 times last year. We'll come back with the final scores and tell you where the Red Rocks are in relation to meets they'd like to drop and if the Huskies get their highest score this season. a night tonight here on President's Day in Seattle, and the Red Rocks with a 197.725. So not quite the 198 that they had on Friday, but a solid score nonetheless. And they'll get to drop the 197.1 from earlier this year. And Gym Dogs, meanwhile, 197.275. That's 0.45 better than their previous best this season. They got 49 on all four, as the Red Rocks do, as they seem to do every meet. We're joined by Grace McCallum in her freshman year, the Olympic silver medalist for Team USA. And you guys so solid in that final rotation on beam. Emily had a 9.95. You had a 9.975. Adrian, 9.95. What's it, as we have our Zayo connection here, what's it like to be part of a team like that?
It's so amazing to be part of such a strong team. I feel like we have so much depth, and I can't wait to see what this season has in store for us.
So speaking of beam, you've done 2 different series this year. You know, Tom Farden said you're using this time to settle in and figure out college gymnastics. How do you feel it's going so far?
I feel like it's going pretty well. I mean, it definitely took some adjusting. It's a lot different than elite, but just a learning curve in there, and I'm excited.
How are things on your body right now with the lead up to Olympics and then getting into the college season? That was after the Gold Over America tour. How are things holding up?
My body actually feels really good. Like, I feel well rested, my muscles feel great, my joints feel good, so yeah.
That's awesome. We got a new season high all-around score tonight, so congratulations on that. This was your 8th of 11 regular season meets. How do you feel leading this team into the postseason?
I feel really good about what this team can do the rest of the season. I feel like we still have so much left in us, and this is just the start.
Well, congratulations on your new high on the all-around, and I can tell this is just a start for the team and for you as well.
Thank you.
All right, Grace McCallum and the Utah Red Rocks, they beat the Washington Huskies. She had a 39.775 in the all-around. Skylar Killa-Wilhelm, 39.55 in the all-around.
That's a new season high for Skylar as well. A new career high, actually. So both of them fantastic routines from our 2 all-arounders. And for the Huskies, they break 197. They get season highs on vault, bars, and floor. So that high 196 from last weekend really was a momentum builder for the Husky team.
Yeah, well, we told you Jen Llewellyn has this program on the rise, and look out for the Washington Huskies over the next few years. Meanwhile, the Utah Red Rocks looking to make it to the final day of the NCAA championships again. Their last title came back in 1995. They are hungry for another. The plot is thickening here in the Pac-12 and across the college gymnastics land.